All right, Paul, second base is going to be a game total that you're targeting. So where are you going to be looking for this one?
Again, I'm looking at a pitcher's duel, and it's in Seattle tonight. Robbie Ray and Chris Flexen. They're two of the best pitchers going right now, and these two teams are in contention for the wild card. So they've both been solid over the last several starts, and they're facing off in a pitcher's-friendly park. So I like the under at 8.5 over here. Then the Red Sox will arrive at Fenway in ill humor after dropping 2 of 3 against the Rays. I think they'll run up the score against struggling O's starter Spencer Watkins, who limps into this one after being roughed up in his last 3 outings, where he's been touched for 13 runs and only 15 and 2/3 inning pitched. Take the over at 11 runs because the Sox starter has only one quality start in his last 5 outings himself.
All right, Erik, how about you? A game total that you're targeting?
Yeah, I'm looking at Atlanta, Washington to go under 9 runs. Both teams haven't hit much since the deadline. Atlanta's actually been worse, 23rd by WRC plus compared to 19th for Washington, but I would expect Washington to be worse than that going forward, given that they got rid of some pieces, most notably Trey Turner. But and then the 2 pitchers, I like both of them tonight. Charlie Morton is nearly twice as old as his opponent here, Josiah Gray. Maybe not quite, but he's been in the league about 18 times as long. But he's been as good as ever this year. 3.52 ERA is well supported by his peripherals, striking out nearly 28% of opposing batters while still keeping his above average ground ball rate. He'd started to fall off a bit in recent years, but I think he's back to the way he's been in his late 30s peak here. Then Josiah Gray on the other side, not proven at all. I think he's made, just 4 major league appearances, but he's shown something in there. 4 ERA is fine. Walking too many guys, can't keep the ball on the ground, but he's striking out 32.1% of opposing batters when you're already whiffing nearly a third of batters at the highest level this early in your career. I think that is a great sign for how good your stuff is. He struck out a ton of guys in the minors too and didn't have the same walk issues and didn't have a shockingly low ground ball rate, which is just 23.8% right now. So I would expect that skill set to lead to a successful career for him. I think he was a very good get in that Max Scherzer, Trey Turner deal. One of the top prospects in the league. I think he should show that down the stretch.
All right, Matt, how about you? Is there a game total that you're targeting?
Yeah, there's a pitching matchup here that I think will translate right into our DFS picks, where we have Jesus Luzardo facing Adbert Alzolay. And I think this is kind of just a slightly above average pitching matchup. But the total's 7.5, and that actually seems high to me. And it's mostly because of the lineups. The Cubs and Marlins were probably the 2 teams that traded the most of their actual good hitters at the deadline. I mean, there just is not a lot left from either of these offenses. And the Cubs' best remaining hitter is probably Wilson Contreras, just got put on the IL yesterday. So there just is not a lot of hitting talent on either of these teams right now. And you're going into probably the best pitching park in baseball in Miami. The Cubs have been giving up some runs lately, but that's been at home and it's been warm weather, wind blowing out of Wrigley, which is always a problem, and a much better offense in the Brewers than what they're going to see in the Marlins. So I think Alzolay can keep things under control. I think Luzardo potentially is the best pitcher on the slate, regardless of price. So yeah, I know I'm kind of jumping to that answer before we get there, but I do think that this could be a pitcher's duel. So 7.5 runs for this game, it seems like a lot for me.